Greetings, St. Columbans. I thought I'd do a 3-minute elevator speech for how the Anglican Church came to be. Somewhat historical, with an emphasis on a principle that has guided our church, a spiritual principle that developed from this historical situation and has guided our church ever since. So here it goes. In the 16th century, King Henry VIII wanted a divorce from his wife, Catherine. But his wife, Catherine's nephew, was holding the Pope hostage in Rome, so the Catholic Church said no. King Henry VIII then expelled all the Catholics and created what became the Church of England. Anyone who wasn't willing to pledge fealty to him was exiled. When King Henry VIII died, his first daughter from his first marriage, Mary, took over. Mary was an ardent supporter of the Catholic Church, so she tried to undo the English Reformation. And anyone who wouldn't pledge fealty to the Catholic Church was exiled. Eventually, Elizabeth took over and tried to come up with a different path, a middle way, which eventually became known as the Elizabethan Compromise. And here's basically how that went. The main issue, one of the main issues during the Reformation was this issue about transubstantiation. What happens to the blessed elements of the Eucharist? Catholics held to transubstantiation, that the bread and the wine became the literal body and blood of Jesus. And some of the reformers held to something else, something more symbolic. So, Elizabeth's idea and some of her advisors, their idea was, instead of defining the identity of the church through doctrine, through interpretation of the Bible about specific passages, how to understand them, instead of having that as our core unifying principle, what if we had as our core unifying principle prayer? Hence the Book of Common Prayer. As Anglicans, as Episcopalians, we have a wide variety of perspectives, politically and theologically and biblically and everything else, because and part of what allows for that is that at the heart of our church, it doesn't turn on how we interpret a particular passage of the Bible or a particular theological doctrine. At the heart of our church is prayer, is our services of prayer. And if we can pray together, we can be a church together. Now, that's aspirational. Sometimes we do a better job of that, and sometimes we fail at that. But that is something that has developed and guided our church from the time of Elizabeth. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful day. We'd love to hear what your experience has been like in the Episcopal Church, what has drawn you to our church, and whether this Elizabethan compromise has included you, has made you feel welcome here. Peace.